Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Lancer Dome on the campus of Churchill High School here in beautiful Eugene, Oregon, where tonight your Roseburg boys basketball team looks to get a win in Eugene after falling on the road at Sheldon High School earlier in the week. The Indians will try to turn the page here tonight as they take on the Churchill Lancers. It's a non-conference matchup for us this evening at Churchill High School, and we're happy to have you with us for some Roseburg High School sports here on The Score. Good evening, everybody. I'm Joey Kieran. Great to be with you for another night of high school hoops this winter sports season. Roseburg Indians coming in after a tough loss against Sheldon last Tuesday, falling 79-76 against the Irish. Roseburg led by 9 early in the game, 11-2, but they couldn't hang on down the stretch. Sheldon got hot and would be able to hold off a second half comeback attempt by Roseburg for the victory in Southwest Conference play. So the Indians saw a 4-game winning streak come to an end, and now they look to try and get back into the win column against Class 5A Churchill. It comes in with a 5-12 record, 2-4 in the Midwestern League. The Lancers, not a strong season that we typically see out of this Lancers club, but don't let that fool you. They'll be a tough team to play against tonight. Just look to be a young team. They're coming off of a tough loss against Crater in their last matchup, falling 60-41 back on Tuesday. Crater jumped out to a big lead and rode that the rest of the way. It was a 16-point lead after one. The Lancers rallied to make it a 9-point game at halftime, but couldn't catch up in the second half. We'll see how things play out here tonight in this interclassification non-conference matchup. Roseburg out of Class 6A Southwest Conference and the Churchill Lancers out of the Class 5A Midwestern League. Lancers traditionally a very tough team in the Midwestern League in basketball, and they've got a fantastic home field advantage. This place is great. It's the Lancer Dome. Looking forward to getting a chance to broadcast here for the first time in a number of years. Got a chance to do a couple of games here back when I worked in Eugene. Haven't been back since. Looking forward to a fun one with a great atmosphere here on a Thursday night affair. Roseburg's last game of the week. They do not have anything coming up tomorrow night or on the weekend, so we'll get this one in before we get back into the second half of Southwest Conference play coming up next week. As we count down to tip-off here tonight, want to remind everybody tonight's game streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. Follow the action with us there. It's presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the school year. We're going to have another girls basketball game on the docket for this winter sports season, plus the rest of the boys basketball season. We're also going to get a chance to jump into the spring sports season where we look to cover some Roseburg baseball, maybe even look to see if we can maybe get some softball in there from the new complex at Roseburg High, and maybe a little bit of lacrosse as well. So a lot coming up during this spring sports season, which, believe it or not, as we kick off February, spring sports season right around the corner. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, sign up for notifications, and that'll give you alerts every time we go live with another Roseburg High sporting event on our YouTube channel. We'll go ahead and take a quick 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll just take a look at how the season's been going for these two teams and what else is going on around high school hoops here in the Southwest Conference for the Roseburg Indians and the Churchill Lancers. This is Roseburg boys basketball coming to you from the Lancer Dome in Eugene here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Just a few minutes left to go before we tip this one off tonight here at Churchill High School in the Lancer Dome. Getting ready for this one. Joey Kieran with you. Excited to be here in Eugene for a second time this week, but excited to be in the Lancer Dome, which, yeah, it's a dome. I'm sure on the outside it doesn't quite look like that. I don't think it did from when I was walking up. I definitely was not sure where to be going. This school, the entrance to the gymnasium was a little bit of a maze to find it, but we got here and we got set up in time, which was all good news for tonight's broadcast. But as you're inside here, the Lancer Dome is truly a dome shape. They've got banners and the American flag hanging over the center court above us. And then on the baselines, both sides, it's open. Roseburg High School will feel really tight for those that are familiar. The wall and the padding on the baseline is only a few feet deep. Maybe about 5 feet at most. And there's not a lot of space for players to go. A lot of times we see guys crashing into that padding. It has, at times, you see guys bang into it pretty hard. They come up a little bit grimacing. Here at the Lancer Dome, it's open space. In fact, you could get all the way to the doors to get into the gym. If you go past the baseline to our right, on the other side, there's just a ton of space over there as well. So you might notice if you're watching online, it really gives it an open, wide feel, a bigger gymnasium feel here at Churchill High School. It's pretty cool. Does give you kind of a small college type of feel to it, and it's a lot of fun to play here at Churchill High School. The Lancers, as mentioned, 5-12 on the season under head coach Sky Stickney, coming off of a 19-point loss against the Crater Comets, who have been a very tough team this year in the Midwestern League. Churchill averaging almost 55 points per game. They give up an average of 63. Roseburg on the other side, right now tied for second place in the Southwest Conference. They've got the off night this week. They will resume conference play coming up next Tuesday when they visit South Medford to begin their second time through the conference schedule. Coming up tomorrow, Southwest Conference play, North Medford at South Eugene, South Medford at Sheldon, Grants Pass at Willamette. Those games all coming up tomorrow. So definitely looking to see how that goes for those games and where Roseburg sits after the first half of conference play. Roseburg currently tied with Grants Pass in second place. South Medford undefeated in league. Right now has about a 2-game advantage over the rest of the conference with their undefeated record. Roseburg, after their last game, averaging 69.1 points per game, giving up an average of 62.2. That 79-76 loss against Sheldon, that was tied for a season high for the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon had scored 79 only one other time. That was in a I was thinking South Medford, but I don't think that was the case. They had another game that was a pretty high-scoring affair that they ended up scoring 79. So only the second time they've put up that many points in a ball game. The Irish exploding. They averaged about 59 points a game, put up 20 points more than that. So it was kind of a surprise to see that back on Tuesday for the Sheldon Irish. But it's been a competitive first half of the league season. We'll see if anybody can knock off South Medford. There's been a couple of teams to come close. So far, nobody's been able to do it. We'll see what the second half of the conference slate has in store. Roseburg JV winning 76-61 just a little bit ago, and that will take us to the varsity game coming up. We'll take our final 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, it's time to get this one started. Don't go anywhere, folks. Roseburg basketball coming up for you tonight here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
A beautiful rendition of our national anthem tonight here at the Lancer Dome, getting ready for non-conference play. Roseburg and Churchill about to square off. Let's get a look at tonight's starting lineups for your visiting Roseburg Indians here tonight. Micah Mendoza, the senior, averaging 19.6 points per game, coming off of 22 points against Sheldon in the last one. Joining him will be another senior, Julian Lope, another scorer in double figures. The senior putting up a total of 15.1 a game, coming off a 19 against Sheldon. Junior Owen Bentia in the starting lineup, averaging 12.8 a game. And senior Vincent Ash also getting the start here tonight, averaging 3.1. On the other side here tonight, for the Churchill Lancers, led by head coach Sky Stickney, getting a start, Max Montgomery, a senior, at 6 foot even. Also starting Alonzo Reyes, a freshman at 5'11". Jace Litton is a sophomore, 6'2", starter tonight. TJ Wright will also start for the Lancers, a sophomore at 5'11". And rounding out the starting five will be Charlie Dexter, a sophomore at 6'4". We are just about to get this one ready here. Roseburg and Churchill about to square off as we get this one going. And we get ready to go here. In the center circle is going to be Asher Friedenberg and Charlie Dexter tipping it. Roseburg in the road blacks once again. And Churchill in the home whites will have the basketball to start moving left to right on your radio dial. Bounce away to the right elbow, hand off to right. Takes it to the top, back to the right side. That's a three to start out the ball game for Jace Litton. And we'll get things started. 3-point ball game. The three-pointer was a big boost for Sheldon in the win on Tuesday over Roseburg. Up the floor on the far side. Or on the near side here, crossover for Montgomery, gets down to the right, blocks a bit too strong. With the rebound is Mendoza. Roseburg with the basketball on the right side. Put up a bucket. Owen Bentia will get the first two of the night for Roseburg. It's back to a 1-point game. Bounce away from the center circle, goes left side, going to launch another quick three and hit another one. Jace Litton will make it 6-2. 4-point lead for the Lancers. Litton showing he can shoot from range while the sophomore's in the lineup. Looking for the cutter, and Micah Mendoza gets free to hit it from the left side. Take it back to a 2-point game. Across the timeline, working with the left hand, down to the left, blocks a bit too strong. Rebound tipped back to him. That was Alonzo Reyes. Couldn't hit the first one. That one lipped out, but it came down underneath Dexter there for the rebound attempt. Ball got knocked out of his hands, ends up with Churchill after a foul call. That'll go against Owen Bentia, his first. Backing his way in, Dexter gets right underneath, working against Vincent Ash. That's a huge height advantage, and Dexter will put in two, makes it 8-4. Churchill coming out in the first minute and a half, playing strong. Left side, looking for the cutter. Mendoza clears, bounce it to the free throw line to Ash, gets it to Vredenberg for a straightaway three, and Asher Vredenberg will get the first three of the night for Roseburg. He didn't have one in the game against Sheldon, but he gets his first there. Makes it a 1-point game, 8-7, 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Crossover dribble for Reyes, gets free on the right side, bounce it away to Dexter, spin move to the baseline. Second defender came to help, let him clear by, and Dexter lays it in from right underneath. 10-7, 5:45 to go here in the first quarter. Mendoza sends it away left side. He'll cut to the left blocks, not there for Bentia. He'll look for Lopez to clear, gets it to Ash at the free throw line. Ash had it stripped out of his hands, taken away by Reyes. That was Wright with the steal. He'll go all the way coast to coast. He draws a whistle as he throws one up from the right side. It's Vincent Ash going to be whistled for this one. First foul against Ash. It'll send TJ Wright to the free throw line. First free throws of the night for Churchill. 5:31 to go here in the contest. Wright, the right-handed shooter. KJ Wright will put it through. Wright had 7 points in the loss against Crater back on Tuesday. Second free throw coming. The bucket up by Wright, no. Rebound tipped up, and it'll go out of bounds to Roseburg. 1 out of 2 at the line for TJ Wright, the sophomore. A lot of youth in this starting lineup. Dexter's a sophomore, Wright a sophomore, Litton a sophomore. Then you got the freshman in Reyes. The only senior is Max Montgomery. Crossover for Bentia, made the extra pass, finds Caden Luther, who has checked into the game. Luther will get an easy 2 on the weak side as the defense collapsed on Owen Bentia. Back to a 2-point game, 11-9. Roseburg has trailed the entire way. On the left side, driving will be Dexter. Got to the left blocks, no, but a rebound, put back, and fouled in the act of shooting is Jace Litton. Foul this time against Roseburg, third here in the first quarter. And this one goes against Caden Luther. Luther checked in for Vincent Ash, who's on the bench, helping add to some of the height for Roseburg out there. At the line, Litton will hit the first. Roseburg basketball here on The Score, brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Second free throw, no. Mendoza there for the rebound. 50-50 on the line so far for Churchill. Left side, a 3 for Owen Bentia, who is not wearing the mask tonight. Looks a little different for him. That shot missed. Rebound tipped into the hands of Jace Litton. He'll cross over, wanted the step back 3, doesn't get it, cuts to the basket. Mendoza steps in front and steals it away. Roseburg will get the basketball back nearing the midway point of the first quarter. Out at the top, Lopez lost his footing, got back to the basketball though. Mendoza will have it. Angles to the left side, going to take it himself, draws a double team. That frees up Bentia for another 3 off the front of the iron, but he'll draw a foul, and to the free throw line for 3 will be Bentia. Owen Bentia got a chance at 3 free throws in the loss against Sheldon on Tuesday. You don't often see a three-point shooter fouled in the act of shooting, but 2 games in a row, Owen Bentia will get that privilege. He heads to the free throw line, right-handed shooter, tosses up the first, just clears the front of the iron and puts it in. Roseburg trailing by 3. Got a chance to tie it here at the stripe. 4:28 to go in the first quarter. Second free throw for Bentia. That one also finds the bottom of the net. Tonight's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? One more here for Bentia. And he'll hit them all to tie us up. Roseburg knots it at 12-12 with 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Back to the left elbow, kick out to the far side. A three from the corner. No. Rebound tip, tapped out after the miss by Dexter. Excuse me, that's by Montgomery. He'll drive again, and he'll get it to dance on the back of the iron and fall through for Max Montgomery. Second look for him. He cashes it in inside. Right side, a three for Lopez. He's coming off of a hot night behind the arc against Sheldon, and he hits one there to give Roseburg its first lead at 15-14. 3:54 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg gets its first lead. Give and go, cutting to the rim. Finishing was TJ Wright. And back in front goes Sheldon. Got ourselves a ball game now. Put a shot up, no. Friedenberg with the offensive board. His put back, no. And it's an empty trip down the floor for Roseburg. Trailing by one, right side, it's TJ Wright. Kicks into the corner, pull up for the quick three. Splashing it down is Jace Litton, who gets his third of the first quarter. It was Rocco Graziano on Tuesday, and now it's Jace Litton. Trying to answer was Owen Bentia, and underneath fighting for the rebound. Caden Luther can't win it. Churchill comes away with it. Bentia will get a steal. He'll break out in front, trying to go coast to coast to the rim, and no whistle as Bentia wanted the contact call, doesn't get it. Roseburg has the defensive numbers, pulling up for a quick three off the mark for Reyes. Down with the rebound was Mendoza, gets it up the floor to Lopez. He finds Caden Luther on the weak side, wide open. Luther with 4 here in the period, cuts it back to a 2-point game. Roseburg 3-point shooting. They've got 2 here in the first quarter, but some of their usuals like Bentia have been a bit cold from behind the arc. See if they warm up here as this game goes on. Bounce away to right, comes to get it, angles back to the top, straight away, pass to the left elbow. Got it into the hands of Litton. He was a bit surprised. He'll hand it off to Montgomery. He'll drive left lane. Tries to step through. No. Dexter with the rebound. Goes up, and he'll hit it off the glass. Charlie Dexter with 6 in the period. Keeps Churchill in front by 4. Driving is Bentia. He goes high off the glass for 2. Owen Bentia with 7 in the period. 21-19, under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Moving left to right. Churchill with the basketball. Drawing back out between the circles. Wright will pass it away left side. Head fake. Litton drives against Mendoza. Got into the blocks. Back out to the free throw line. Way off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Litton battling with Lopez. They'll call it jump ball. That was a bit of an ugly miss there by Dexter at the free throw line. Came out of his hands wrong. Jump ball won by Roseburg with the possession arrow. They'll have the basketball. Substitutions coming in. Andy McCurdy will check in for Roseburg. Heading to the bench goes Julian Lopez. For Churchill, a couple of substitutions. Into the game comes Cole Ayers. Also, Tyler Michael is into the game. Bentia will get it to Luther at the top, looking for that backdoor cutter. Didn't get it. Mendoza will set up for a 3. Hits off the front of the iron. Nobody underneath for the board. 1:20 to go in the first period. It's a 2-point lead for Churchill. Left side with the basketball. Cannon Mann, who is also checked in, gets it to Wright. He goes in. A wild shot. Can't get it to fall, but he draws the whistle. And heading to the free throw line, that is going to be TJ Wright. The foul goes against Owen Bentia, who picks up his second. Bentia not wearing the face mask. He broke his nose and had to wear that for a couple of weeks now. But tonight, the first game without it for a little while. First free throw knocked in by that was by Wright. Second one, no, underneath. The rebound down to Friedenberg. Asher will push it up the floor, pushing the pace. He angles back to the left side, marked by Wright. Dump it underneath to Bentia, who draws a whistle. Backside pressure by Mann. Gets called for the reach around. Cannon Mann just into the game, quickly picks up his first foul. Bentia will come out of the game. Back in comes Vincent Ash after that breather. 58.9 seconds to go here in the first quarter. They run the inbound play to Mendoza. He gets blocked at the rim. They pinned it up against the backboard. Other way we go. Wright gets it to Litton into a three. Front iron. Mendoza gets the rebound. He'll bring it up the other way on the near side. Finds McCurdy cutting to the rim. He bobbled it, but Andy McCurdy able to hang on, and he banks it in. Back to a one-point game, 22-21. Roseburg needs a stop. Shot clock and game clock about a 5-second difference. Right side attacking, got underneath and drawing a whistle. Tyler Michael threw up a bit of a wild shot, and his antics after the shot goes up gets the whistle. Asher Friedenberg picks up the foul, his first. 5 team fouls against Roseburg here in the first quarter. First one goes through for Michael. .7 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Churchill has led most of the way. Second one goes through for Michael. The senior hits them both. Makes it a 3-point game. 26 seconds to play. Shot clock turned off. Friedenberg gets it to Ash on the left wing. Oh, he had Mendoza open for a moment. They give it to Luther. Luther gets it to Friedenberg. He cuts to the right side. His scoop shot does not find the mark, but the whistle as he went down to the ground, grabbing the back of the head a little bit there for Asher. He'll trot to the free throw line where he'll get a chance to try and at least get Roseburg back within one. First free throws of the night for Asher Friedenberg. The senior has been having a nice senior season, averaging 15.1 a game, and he has been 19 or more points per game, and I believe his last 3. He hits the first there. Julian Lopez will check into the game for Micah Mendoza, who will get a breather for the final 15 seconds, 16.1 here in the first quarter. Second free throw for Friedenberg. He knocks that one down as well. Roseburg gets them both, 24-23, 14 seconds to go. They try to trap. Ash marking the ball handler on the far sideline. Toss out to the top, knocked away by Friedenberg, and it's last touched by Jace Litton. Friedenberg tipped it. Litton got his hand up there, knocked it out of bounds. Roseburg will have it, 7 seconds to go. Friedenberg into the front court, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. He goes to the rim, draws the whistle, and has a chance with 1.1 second on the game clock here in the first quarter to give Roseburg a lead at the free throw line. Roseburg's largest lead was 1 point in this one at 15-14, just under the 4-minute mark in the period. And Friedenberg has a chance to try and put Roseburg back up by 1. His first one will tie us up. One more coming, and then there's 1.1 second left on the first quarter clock after whatever happens here. Asher's second free throw coming. Long, it'll stay tied. Ball is up, and nobody will get a chance at the rebound. So we end the first quarter with the ball game tied 24-all. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be.
Second quarter here from Churchill. We are all knotted at 24 apiece after 1 quarter of play. Roseburg tying it up at the free throw line with Asher Friedenberg. It'll be Churchill basketball to start the second quarter. Jace Litton with it, left wing, drives to the elbow, picks it up there, toss back out to Julian Johnson, who is coming to the game for the first time. He'll angle to the top. The junior lobs it to the right wing, gets it back. Passes away left side. Litton, a quick catch and shoot 3 from a couple of feet behind the arc. He hits his 4th of the game, and Litton puts Churchill back in front. He's got 13, leading scorer in the contest for either side. Left side, Vincent Ash angles into the corner, gets it down underneath to Mendoza. He draws a couple of extra lookers out to the top. An open look at a 3 for Lopez. He answers. Julian gets his 2nd of the contest. It's tied at 27. Churchill bringing it up to our right here as we sit high atop the stands at the Lancer Dome. Litton right side. Back out to the far corner, a 3 off the mark underneath. Dexter fighting for the rebound. Mendoza ends up on the ground as Luther gets the board. Up the floor, he'll get it to Ash, and Ash travels in the corner. So Roseburg turns it back over to the Lancers, just about a minute away here in this second quarter. Johnson angles across the C at midcourt. Fires it away to Montgomery, gets it right back. They play a little pitch and catch against Roseburg's zone defense. Back out to Johnson, head fake, drives, has his pass tip, able to track it down Montgomery. He'll dribble to the top. Couple between the leg dribbles, goes left side around a screen, into the corner for Johnson. He'll fire up a 3. The rebound is pulled down over the top of everybody by Micah Mendoza. Gets it to Lopez. He goes up the floor, fights through a defender, had him all over him, can't get the shot away cleanly. 6:20 to go, still tied at 27. Litton gets it to Dexter, and he will walk. And will head the other direction. Turnover by Churchill. Back into the game comes Owen Bentia. Heading to the bench, Caden Luther. Ash will have it out at the top. Roseburg with the starting 5 on the floor. Jab step, spin back to his left, at the rim. What a finish for Micah. Roseburg gets their largest lead of the game at 29-27. 5:53 here to play before halftime. Johnson to Litton, right side, can't give him a lot of space. Into the corner for Montgomery. He'll take the look at a 3. And underneath, they call it over the top by Charlie Dexter. Friedenberg ended up with the rebound. But Dexter charged with his first foul of the game as he went over the top of one of Roseburg's players underneath, boxing out. A 2-point lead for the Indians against the Lancers here on the score tonight. Heading into the corner, Lopez, head fake, bounce it away to Mendoza in the right blocks this time. He fought around, got hit in the head by Litton, no whistle. Litton's going to race up the floor. He'll almost lose the handle, but somehow with a 2-hand lay-in, Jace Litton goes coast to coast to tie us up. Back the other direction, driving in, got around the defender with a quick first step. Owen Bentia puts Roseburg back ahead by 2. 31-29, 5:10 to go in the second. A quick attack on the other side by Max Montgomery, but he's too strong. His shot is saved back in bounds, and it goes right to Vincent Ash. Montgomery's shot just hit the back of the iron, sat up there for a second. He tried to save it back in. Roseburg attacking from the right corner. Asher Friedenberg goes baseline, draws the whistle. This one goes against Julian Johnson, his first. Second team foul against the Lancers here in the second. Inbound from the baseline, lobbed out to Mendoza. Tried to fire it back into Friedenberg. Gets tipped up and taken away by Churchill. Angling right side, drawing back out. Michael gives it to the right elbow. That's Dexter. Hands it off to Johnson. Long pass across the floor to Michael. He finds the baseline cutter. And the turnaround shot no good for Litton from the baseline, about 8 feet out. Rebound came down to Roseburg. The Indians will push it, attacking the left side. Backing his way in, Bentia tried to spin back to his left, buried his face into the defender, put up a shot. It rims off the left side. Pulled down by the Lancers up the far side of the floor. Johnson fires a pass across the floor. Ill-advised, taken away. 2-on-1. Vincent Ash will finish with the right hand. Ash will get his first points of the ball game, and Roseburg leads by 4, their biggest margin of the night. 33-29 as we hit the midway point of the second quarter. Johnson lobs it to the free throw line. Will get it right back from Dexter. Attacks down the left side of the lane. Kick out, left side, Montgomery 3. That's off the mark. Underneath, Lopez with the board. Roseburg trying to build momentum, leading by 4. Friedenberg catch and shoot 3 from the far side. It rolls in. Asher Friedenberg, his second of the night, and Roseburg suddenly up by 7. 3:35 to play in the second quarter, 36-29. Johnson fires it away to Montgomery at the left wing. Long pass back into the right corner for Johnson. Underneath, pass tipped away by Mendoza. Goes to Bentia. Roseburg trying to push again. Attacking Friedenberg. It's too strong off the glass, and a foul on Bentia underneath. That's unfortunate. It's his third. And he knows he's heading to the bench. Andy McCurdy quickly up to check in. Roseburg had the momentum going there, but Friedenberg just a bit too strong. Had a full head of momentum going to the rim, and he just sent it off the glass for a bit too much. Kind of peppered that one in there. 3:19 to play. Andy McCurdy checked back into the game for Roseburg. Into the game, Cannon Mann checked back in. A little bit of press here from Roseburg. Churchill able to break it. Montgomery will try to attack, pulls up at the free throw line, just a bit short. Rebound pulled down. Here goes Mendoza, tried to step around the defender, and they're going to call the foul on Julian Johnson, and the home fans wanted to travel, but the hit came as Mendoza tried to step around the defender. And so that'll send Micah Mendoza to the free throw line. Mendoza, the left-handed shooter. He's only got 2 points in the ballgame so far. He'll hit the first one there. Second free throw coming. Tonight's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Both free throws go in for Mendoza. Makes it a 9-point game for Roseburg. On the other side, stepping on the sideline, turning it over is Cannon Mann. Jace Litton will come back into the game for Julian Johnson for Churchill. Into the game also Brady Bousquet. Roseburg basketball leading by 9. Only a 5-point second quarter here for Churchill. Mendoza gets it in the left corner. Got some space from Litton. And that 3-ball just rims out. Not sure how that one didn't want to stay in the cylinder. Litton brings it up on the right side. Tries to go the speed step around Mendoza. He stays in front of him. Litton pulls up for the shot. It's way short. It's McCurdy on the board. Gets it to Lopez. He'll work up the floor. Got a little bit of separation. Throws it off the backboard. Julian Lopez with another 2. He's got 8. And he's got Roseburg out in front by 11. Second quarter, Roseburg pulling away here. Right now, it is a 16-5 advantage in the period. On the right wing, Mendoza gets up in the face of Litton as he was scanning the floor looking for some help. Now he's trapped on the sideline. He'll find Dexter at the free throw line. Roseburg trying to ramp up the defensive pressure. A 3-ball will quiet him down just a bit. Cannon Mann will get the 3 and stops the run by Roseburg. And a travel called on Andy McCurdy on the other side. Tried to back his way in, lost his footing, fell down, and gets called for the walk. 1:55 here in this second quarter. Driving right side, Dexter stops at the block, has McCurdy all over him. His shot was short, got his own rebound. That missed. Rebound tip to Lopez. He'll push it up the floor. Going to try to step around the defender. Stayed in front. His shot dances on the iron before it falls into the hands of the Lancers. 40-32, an 8-point game. Long pass, almost thrown out of bounds. Saved back in. Mendoza with the steal. He'll break out in front of everybody. And look out, that's throwdown time. Micah Mendoza with one of his patented dunks makes it a 10-point game, 42-32. Driving right side. Dexter gets it at the free throw line, fires it into the far corner. A three, it's short underneath McCurdy with a big board. He'll push the tempo up to Vredenberg with the kiss. Soft touch off the glass with the right hand. 12-point lead for Roseburg. Down under a minute to go here. .40 seconds and counting. Litton tries to attack, goes baseline, lost the handle. It ends up in the hands of McCurdy. He'll try to race out in front of everybody. Got underneath. I don't know how he made that one, but he curls it over the iron. Andy McCurdy, his second field goal. He's got 4. Roseburg leading 46-32. Almost another takeaway. They get it. Here comes Micah. Look out. That one a little bit tame for Micah Mendoza. He'll put it in, 48-32, 16-point lead. Attacking the left side, 3 seconds. Dexter, probably should have been a whistle. Underneath, did he get it off before the horn? Almost traveling, almost not getting a shot off in time. Brady Bousquet will just before the halftime horn, and we go to the break. Roseburg leading 48-34. 16 points was the largest margin in the first half. We go to the break, and Roseburg looking to try and salt this one away with 1 half of play left to go. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back with the halftime show for you here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
It's a 14-point lead here at the halftime break. The Roseburg Indians trying to build some momentum for the second half of the conference season after finishing out the first half with kind of a disappointing loss against Sheldon on Tuesday, falling behind after leading by 9 early. Roseburg let Sheldon get hot and found themselves down by 15 and rallied back for a 3-point loss, but it's kind of a tough game. Roseburg giving up a lot more points than they would have anticipated in that one. So they're trying to get things back on track here tonight against the Churchill Lancers. And I'd say they did it. 24-10 is the score in the second quarter, and Roseburg pulls away. Roseburg didn't lead until just under the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. They got their first lead at 15-14, but they found themselves trailing through much of that first quarter. And then it was Asher Vredenberg who would hit one of 2 free throws at the end of the first quarter to send us tied to the second quarter at 24 all. But then Roseburg would really start putting on the pressure, and you could just see Churchill starting to get a little bit too anxious with the ball in their hands. Made some ill-advised passes, a number of turnovers, and Roseburg able to take advantage as they would stretch the lead to as much as 16 points here in the first half. They lead by 14 here at the break. Don't go anywhere here during tonight's broadcast. I know a little bit on the lopsided side right now, but you never know what the second half might have in store for us. So stay to see what happens in the second half of tonight's ball game. But also stick around for the postgame show where we'll name your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Pizza the way it ought to be. Make sure you stop by to fill up at Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard on game days. Also, we'll have your In the Paint rebound leader coming up in the postgame show. Colorcraft is the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft, they're a paint store, not a paint department. Taking a look at some team numbers from the first half for Roseburg. They had 4 3-pointers in the first half, 2 for Julian Lopez, 2 for Asher Friedenberg. And at the free throw line, Roseburg was 8 for 9 at the free throw line in the first half. On the other side, for Churchill, they had 4 3-pointers, make that 5 3-pointers in the first half. 4 of them for Jace Litton and 1 for Cannon Mann. Churchill also was, 5 for 8 at the free throw line in the first half for the Lancers. We'll have a look at individual numbers from the first half. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. Continue on with our halftime show here from here from Churchill High School. It's Roseburg and Churchill on a Thursday night in the Lancer Dome here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Halftime here from Churchill High School in Eugene. Tonight's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Take a look at your first half statistics, individual statistics here in just a moment. But while we've got a break in the action, want to tell you you're listening to Roseburg basketball here on 92.3 FM KWRZ Canyonville, as well as on 1490 AM KSKR Roseburg. It is The Score, your home for Roseburg High Sports. Hey, the big game is right around the corner. We'll have it here on The Score, but it means that it's time for you to get signed up for The Score Squares game presented by All Wired Up. Head to The Score homepage at 541radio.com to claim a square before the big game on February 11th. You could win a 55-inch TV plus a wall mount or a sound bar from All Wired Up. Other prizes from B&D Meats in there as well. Get more details and register at 541radio.com. All right, first half numbers. First for the visiting Roseburg Indians, 10 points in the game for Micah Mendoza after a quiet first quarter. Also, 8 points in the game for Julian Lopez, 11 for Asher Friedenberg. Let's see here, 2 for Vincent Ash. You had 9 points for Owen Bentia, 4 points for Andy McCurdy, and 4 points for Caden Luther. Leading rebounder in the first half, I've got Micah Mendoza leading the way with 5. On the other side, leading the way with 15 points, Jace Litton. And you've got 2 points for Max Montgomery, 2 for Tyler Michael, 4 for TJ Wright, 2 for Brady Bousquet, and 3 for Cannon Mann, and 6 for Charlie Dexter. All right, just about time to get this second half underway. Joey Keyran here with you. Our game streaming live online at 541radio.com. You can also watch the game on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube, and you'll find us there streaming live. Hit the subscribe button. Our live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Just about to get this one underway. Roseburg will now be moving left to right on your radio dial. Wearing their road blacks, Roseburg will start with the basketball. Friedenberg has it out at the top. He'll lob towards the rim. He was looking to lob it to Mendoza. The lob off the mark hit the front of the iron. So rebound comes down to the Lancers. Out to Litton for a three. Clanks off the back of the iron. High rebound for Friedenberg. He pulls it in. Gets it up to Lopez. Draws a double team. Fires one at the rim. Shot wasn't all that pretty, but it does the job of getting the whistle. And to the free throw line will go Julian Lopez, looking to get into double figures. Roseburg basketball this season on The Score brought to you by Flyaway Travel. When you get ready to take that dream trip, contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure you've got an agent in your corner during these complicated travel times. Give them a call at 672-5701. First free throw a bit too strong there for Lopez. Julian Lopez, a 77% free throw shooter, so usually pretty solid at the line. Second one on target. First points of the second half go to Roseburg, leading 49-34. They continue to put some pressure on in the backcourt. Across the timeline, going left side. The jump stop on the left block off the mark for Montgomery. Rebound comes down to Churchill, and it's Litton. Jace Litton with the bucket inside. Lopez, step back three, launches, back iron, no, nobody underneath for Roseburg. Churchill down with the rebound. Wright will bring it across the timeline on the left side. Crossover, draws three players into the corner. Montgomery, a look at a three. Off the front iron, Mendoza fights for the board. Up the floor, tried to get it to Julian Lopez. Too strong, out of bounds. Back to the Lancers. Churchill will have it, trailing 49-36, a 13-point lead for Roseburg. On the right side, Litton lobs across the floor into the left corner where Max Montgomery will splash one in. His first three of the night. He's got 5 in the ball game. And Churchill back within 10. 6:40 to go. Hand off to Micah, right corner. And the ball out of bounds, lost by Roseburg. For those watching online, apologies. The shot clock just does not, or game clock just does not want to stay on the screen for me here. Despite how often I seem to be messing with it. 6:31 to go. Lob, find an open man right underneath. Roseburg's defense elapsed there. Cannon Man finds the open bucket for 2. Churchill back within 8. A nice strong run to start things off. Bentia had the defense all over him, ended up on the ground, found a way to get the pass away to Lopez. Back to Bentia, right corner, finds Friedenberg. His three a bit off the mark. Rebound pulled down. Churchill up the floor, right in the left corner. He drives in, right in the middle, floats it over Micah Mendoza. And TJ Wright continues to run for Churchill. They're back within 6. They've got 9 points in the period. Roseburg with 1. Bentia gets it at the left wing, finds Mendoza cutting, gets right underneath, has Litton all over him. From the baseline, toss out to Lopez into the corner. A left side 3 for Bentia. No. Rebound, loose ball. It's picked up by Churchill. Right side at the wing. Wright drives, gets to the blocks, puts up the runner. No. Ash underneath with the board. Vince gets it up the floor, left side for Bentia. That one doesn't want to go down. It's this bucket here on this side, but wide open. No look pass from Vredenberg finds Lopez. A quick timeout after the made bucket for the Indians. Vredenberg with the assist, Lopez with the field goal. Roseburg leads 51-43. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
It's been a 9-3 run to start out the second half for the Lancers. They've fought their way back, trailing by 8. Roseburg led by 14 at the end of the first half. 5:12 to play here in the third. Churchill basketball out of the Roseburg timeout. Got the ball up the floor against the press, driving right side. The runner falling away across the baseline. Cannon Mann will make a tough shot. Back to a 6-point game. Look out. I told you, don't go anywhere. Churchill going to make a game of this here. Mendoza with it out at the top, slowing things down here. Shot clock counting down to 20 seconds. Roseburg leading by 6. Vince Ash will take it into the corner. Right side, bounce it down to the blocks to Vredenberg. A whistle before he got the shot off. Vredenberg made the fake right, went left, wrapped around the defender, got to the rim, but a whistle before he was able to get into the act of shooting. They lob it right in the middle. Mendoza just mugged by a few white jerseys. His shot too strong. A chance to cut it to a one-possession game for Churchill. Out at the top, Mann dribbles it out, almost lost the basketball, gets it to right, out near the midcourt stripe. Against Bentia, goes right side, got around, and he'll lay it in. TJ Wright, 4 in the period. It's a 4-point game. Vredenberg underneath, trying to back his way in. He goes back to the spin move to his left, and he gets to the rim to finish. 53-47. Dangerous pass, gets across into the front court for Churchill. From the left elbow, Wright pulls up for the mid-range jumper and tipped out of bounds. Charlie Dexter going to get whistled for the foul. I thought he might. He was way over the top of Vince Ash, who does a great job for a guy that's not very tall. Ash does a great job of boxing out. Mendoza will bring the ball up across into the front court. Pass it away, left side to Lopez. Finds Vredenberg coming to get it. Asher attacks to the top of the arc into the right corner. And Mendoza will splash in his first 3 of the night. Roseburg, a little bit of momentum, up by 9. 56-47, 3:37 to go here in the third. Montgomery, some pressure from Vredenberg, gets it into the front court. Almost had it taken away. Lost the defender. Turns, shoots. No. Lopez with the board underneath. Julian pushes it up. Gets it back to Mendoza. He drives in from the lane. The runner, no. Underneath, Dexter with the board. 3:15 and counting here in the third quarter. Been a fast-paced ball game for us here tonight. Wright tries to send traffic from right to the left side. Gets it to Dexter at the high post. Hand it off to Montgomery. Angles to the left elbow. Back out to right. Cuts to the free throw line. Cut off. Drifts back. Tries to go right side against Bentia. High off the glass. TJ Wright with a nice bit of offense there for the Lancers. Back to a 7-point game. Timeout taken. Down on the floor. Let's get another one in. Another 30-second timeout for us here on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
2:54 to go in the third quarter. Roseburg up 56-49 with the basketball out of the timeout. Joey Keyran here with you. Roseburg basketball on a Thursday night. Andy McCurdy into the game for the Indians. Pass it away to Mendoza, and they call a foul against Churchill. That's not going to make the Lancer faithful very happy here at home tonight. Mendoza on the verge of a travel gets bailed out by the foul call. That's the fourth foul against the Lancers here in the third quarter. And now a push underneath. That'll be 5. Last foul was against Jace Litton for his first. They call this one against Cannon Mann, who picks up his third. Roseburg into the bonus here for the third quarter with 5 fouls. None against Roseburg in this period. So free throws for the Indians here the rest of this quarter. First free throw for Asher Friedenberg at the line. Hits it. He is 4 for 5 at the stripe, looking to add another here. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Both free throws go through for Friedenberg. Roseburg putting some pressure on in the backcourt. They're not up on it too quickly here, and into the front court goes Litton. Gives it away to right at the top between the circles. Hands up to call out the offensive play. Holding out there against Bentia. Will start the dribble. Pass it to the left elbow. Litton looks for the baseline cutter. Not there. Hands back off to Wright. He splits everybody and will finish with the left hand. TJ Wright has 8 points in the quarter. He's been a big boost for the Lancers here in the second half. Friedenberg gets it at the right wing. Draws back out. Down to 2 minutes to go in the third. Bentia bumping his way in underneath, puts up a shot, gets knocked to the floor, doesn't get a whistle against Cannon Mann. And now Mendoza going to get called for the reach-in. And the fans are wanting a foul call, or a technical foul called against Mendoza, who gave a little bit of a shove after the whistle there, as he was kind of bumping and pushing with, I believe, Cannon Mann. First foul against Mendoza. Inbound goes to Mann in the backcourt, working against Lopez now. Pass it away to Wright, out on the right wing. Goes opposite of a screen. Now will use the screen from Dexter. Gets it to the top. A 3, misses everything. Trying to save it back in bounds, but thrown into the Lancers bench. The 3 off the mark by Mann. And it will be Roseburg basketball. Minute 44 to go. Leading by 7. Cutting the deficit in half here for Churchill in the third. Friedenberg, Mendoza, lefty 3 in the corner from the right side. Mendoza, his second here in the third. Back to a 10-point lead, 61-51, a minute 27 to the right side. Mann, pass it away to the top. Dexter has it at the free throw line. Squares against Luther. Drives left side. Pass tipped by Mendoza. He's got it. He'll go one-on-one. Steps to the left side. Goes up with the left hand. Too strong. It rolls off the iron. It's Litton there for the board. Numbers in favor of Churchill. Pass fake into the corner. And now Roseburg recovers. Attacking is Montgomery. Stops against Luther. Works in against Friedenberg. No, Mendoza, big defensive rebound. He pushes it up the floor to McCurdy. He lost the basketball and will get whistled for the offensive foul. McCurdy lost the ball. His momentum took him into the chest of the defender, knocked him to the floor, and Andy will pick up his first. Tyler Michael will check in. So does Julian Johnson for Churchill. Roseburg put Vince Ash back in the game for Julian Lopez. You've got Luther, Mendoza, Friedenberg, Ash, and McCurdy on the floor for Roseburg. Churchill tried to get a late substitution in, and now the officials, I think, are going to confer on whether or not the substitution attempt came in time. Technical foul. Technical foul coming against Churchill. The foul. I didn't see who they put that technical foul on. Micah will shoot the technical foul free throws. First, oh, that was an adventure. Clanked off the iron, the backboard, then took a 360-degree roll around the rim and finally dropped in. Second free throw, that one does not fall. So an 11-point game with 56.1 seconds to go. Technical foul. I think an illegal substitution is maybe what they said over the PA. Bill Crawford, our public address announcer tonight. Mendoza gets a lineup on a three. That's off the mark underneath. It's right with the rebound. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Montgomery, right side. The senior angles to the top at the free throw line. Pass tipped out of bounds by Mendoza. Micah's been real active in the passing lane so far here tonight. Stops the clock with 39.4. 27 seconds on the shot clock. 12-second difference. It's an 11-point lead for Roseburg. Indians have almost worked it back to the halftime advantage. A three from the left wing off the back of the iron. Friedenberg up for the board. On the miss by Michael. Friedenberg angles, finds Luther underneath. He can't hang on to it. Wasn't expecting the pass, was looking to set up for a rebound attempt. And Friedenberg with some good court vision found him open, but Luther couldn't get the hands up in time. Michael will have it. 19 seconds, shot clock turned off. Wright gets it in the backcourt, will walk it across the timeline. Working against McCurdy with 12 seconds, 10 seconds. Hasn't attacked yet, 8 seconds, crossover. Wright goes, right side, gets to the baseline, draws the whistle on Luther with 4.5 to play in the third. Caden Luther picks up the foul. I have that down for his second. It is. Heading to the free throw line will be TJ Wright. TJ will miss the back iron. Miss off the back iron on his free throw. Big quarter here for TJ. He's got 8 in the period, 12 in the game, but misses the opportunity at the free throw line there. Second one falls off as well. Rebound down for Ash. Roseburg up the floor, a shot at the horn. McCurdy can't get it to fall. We'll go to the fourth quarter. Roseburg leading this one 62-51. Take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Churchill will get the basketball to start the fourth quarter.
Final 8 minutes of regulation for us here from the Lancer Dome. Roseburg leads Churchill 62-51. Starting with the basketball, the Lancers will have it, working right to left on your radio dial. Michael will have it out at the top. Montgomery gets it at the right wing to Dexter. Dexter turns to face at the free throw line, back to right. He'll find Michael on the left side, back to right. Montgomery now looking to attack. Down to 12 seconds on the shot clock here on the opening possession. Litton's going to drive in, pulls up for the 10-footer. He's got the soft touch, and Jace Litton, he's got 19 in the ball game, makes it a 9-point contest. Roseburg into the near corner. Out to the top, to the left side, handed off. Lopez drives in. The runner for Julian off the mark underneath. It's Michael that'll secure the basketball. Litton brings it up on the right side, looks for the jab step, pass it away. Out at the top. Michael gives it away at the left elbow for Dexter. He turns to attack in the lane, tries to step around Luther, will have to pass it away. Sets up the screen, right goes into the left corner. Look to attack, not there for him. Out for a three. Max Montgomery, the senior, will get his second of the night. And it's now down to a 6-point game once again. Churchill has not relented in this one against Roseburg. Minute and a half ticked away in this one. Luther drives it to the right side, gives it up to Lopez. He'll launch a three. Back iron, no. And going to call a push on Ash underneath, trying to get the rebound. Ash will pick up a second foul. First on Roseburg here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg has Lopez, Bentia, Ash, Luther, and McCurdy on the floor. 3 of the 5 starters. Michael, Wright, Montgomery, Dexter, and Litton on the floor for Churchill. Couple of crossover behind the back dribble. Wright gets baseline, back out to Montgomery, left side. Michael, a look at a three. He drops it in, and Churchill's back within 3. 62-59. The Lancers have started out the fourth quarter on an 8-0 run over Roseburg. And just like that, Churchill back into this game with 5:56 to play here in the fourth quarter. Let's go ahead and get a 30-second timeout, and we will come back with more of the fourth period here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Well, a lot of time left in this one. It's only a 3-point game. Churchill leading 62-59. I believe that was a Roseburg timeout there. Bounce down to the left block. Friedenberg back in the game. Going to draw a whistle. Asher Friedenberg will inbound. The foul goes against TJ Wright, who picks up his third. First foul against against Churchill here in the fourth quarter. Inbound from the left wing, a three off the mark for Lopez. And up with it is Churchill, a chance to tie on a three. Montgomery quickly trying to do it. His three off the mark. Ash with the rebound, gets it to Lopez, driving in, puts up a shot. No, Litton with the board. And then a whistle against Roseburg. I believe Vince is going to get whistled. Vince will get his second foul here in the fourth for Roseburg. Michael will bring the ball to the midcourt stripe, crossover to his left. Mendoza on the bench right now, but he'll head to the scorer's table waiting to check in. Mendoza has 17 in the ball game. A three to tie it off the back iron. Friedenberg with a big board. Off the mark there for Michael. Asher pushing it up the floor. A toss, jump pass to Bentia. Owen will get a big one. Owen Bentia able to get Roseburg back out in front by 6 on the left side. Driving in, Montgomery back to Litton, trying to answer from the left corner. No, long rebound pulled in by, that was Michael. He goes to Dexter, fires across the floor. Litton left side, drives baseline, gets cut off into the corner, out for the right wing three. It is short. Friedenberg pulls it in. Roseburg in transition, works up the floor. Friedenberg wants to go coast to coast. His shot might have been tipped as it went off. It rims off the left side. 65-59, Roseburg leading by 6, 4:20 to play. Right, jump pass to the right elbow. Montgomery cutting, had it knocked away by Ash. He wanted to try and get a foul call, didn't get it. McCurdy with the wraparound. He banks it in. Andy McCurdy has been so huge off the bench for Roseburg as this season has progressed. Makes it a 67-59 ball game. Roseburg back in front by 8 after it was a 3-point game, with Churchill climbing back into this one. 350, cutting, baseline. Montgomery finishes through traffic. He's got 5 in the period. Back to a 6-point game. Friedenberg, head shake, gets the left side, took some contact, puts up a shot. That one off the front of the iron, doesn't want to fall. Back the other way we go. 3.5. Right, cuts right to the rim. Too strong, rebound for Ash. Pressing up the floor, Vince gets it to Friedenberg, he'll hold. And a travel call against McCurdy. Micah Mendoza now with finally a dead ball. Will get a chance to check back into the game with 3:20 to go. Roseburg leading by 6. Andy McCurdy will head to the bench. He gives him really good minutes for a sophomore off the pine. But back in comes Mendoza, the starting 5 on the floor for the Indians. Lancers with the basketball, trailing by 6. Dexter gets it out beyond the perimeter. Sends it left side at the wing. Gets it to the top. Michael does. Driving his man. Gives it away. Michael to the top. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Litton with it. Dexter at the right elbow. Faked right. Goes left. Got to the baseline. And a pushing foul against Owen Bentia. And Owen will pick up his 4th. 3rd team foul against Roseburg here in the 4th quarter. Inbound into the right corner. Max Montgomery sends it to Dexter. Charlie Dexter squares, standing on the 3-point line. Straight away, he'll hand it off to Montgomery. The senior comes to get it. He's had a big 4th quarter so far. Puts up the runner. Too strong. Rebound tipped by Friedenberg. Goes to Montgomery. He had it tipped out of his hands. Roseburg trying to save it back in, but Friedenberg can't quite get the pass back in bounds. So it'll be Churchill basketball with 2:34 to go in the 4th quarter. And a fresh 35 seconds for the Lancers. Inbound from the far corner. Montgomery, he'll launch a quick 3. That's short. Long rebound, gets tipped to Friedenberg. He's out in transition, pushing it. Goes right to the iron. It rolls off the front, but Mendoza there for the putback. Micah will get the rebound and get his first points of the 4th quarter. And Roseburg's back up by 8. 2:17 and counting. Montgomery across. Angles left side with the left-hand dribble. Fakes the handoff. Gives it away into the corner for Litton. The 3 no good. Long rebound out. It's Michael to get it. Sets up Litton for another look, and he rattles one in. Jace Litton gets his 5th 3-pointer of the night to make it a 5-point game, and a timeout taken down on the floor. We're going to go ahead and use it as well. It is a 69-64 ball game. And we'll be back after this 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the ball game. Roseburg will have the basketball, leading by 5 against Churchill. On the right side, Friedenberg into the right corner. Back out to Bentia. They'll work it around the perimeter to the left side. Drawing into the left corner, Mendoza to Ash. They'll weave it right side. Ball taken away. It's Mann going coast to coast, and he banks it in. It's down to a one-score game. 3-point ball game, 69-66. Churchill back in this one. Ash has it in the right corner. Friedenberg directing traffic. Down to a minute 13 to go. Straight away, Friedenberg with the dribble. Gives it to Ash. 15 seconds on the clock, shot clock. Into the corner. Ash bounces it down to Bentia. And they call an offensive on a flop by Churchill. Tyler Michael just was waiting for Bentia to try and back his way in, and he flopped. And that'll be number 5 on Bentia. Owen will foul out with a minute 2 to go. That's a 3-point shooter off the floor for Roseburg. They call as an offensive foul. Coach Humphreys is down there probably trying to plead a case a bit. The Lancer faithful giving him an earful from the stands. Andy McCurdy. Wait. Andy McCurdy's got to check in. And now the home fans want a technical because Churchill got a technical for a substitution. McCurdy was already in, but the scorer's table didn't have him checking in. McCurdy was already on the floor, but then the scorer's table called him back over. So there's just confusion there. And that Churchill tried to get a guy in late. Down to a minute to go. A 3-point game, 69-66. Michael with it left side, out to the top to Litton. 3-point shooter, gives it away. Michael, left wing, working against Lopez. Down to Dexter. That looked like a travel. Shuffled his feet, got around McCurdy, and he finishes. And a timeout taken by Churchill. 1-point game, 69-68. 37.6 seconds go. It's a 2.6 second different on the shot clock. It's a full timeout. We'll squeeze in one more 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Down to the final 37 seconds of the ball game. It's Roseburg 69, Churchill 68. Roseburg basketball out of the timeout. There's a couple extra seconds on the shot clock, so Roseburg can use the time here and really limit how much time Churchill has. We'll see if the Lancers try to foul, but they've only got one, so they can't really conserve the clock. Roseburg could take a couple of fouls before they have to start shooting free throws. It'll be Mendoza to inbound to Friedenberg, gets it right back, and no pressure in the backcourt. Roseburg's going to just let time wear down here. Sky Stickney not calling up the defense. Litton will now give some pressure against Mendoza. He works left side, gives it to Friedenberg. Down to 20 seconds to go. Friedenberg pass it out to Lopez. Roseburg playing some keep away. Friedenberg gets it on the far side, and they finally call a whistle, and that was a bit touchy there. It's TJ Wright who will pick up the foul. It's a non-shooter, though. It's only the second foul against Churchill. They let 13 seconds wear off the clock before they started fouling. They still need 3 more to send Roseburg to the free throw line. Inbound goes to Mendoza, and I think they want Litton to foul, and he won't, and finally does. Litton will pick up his second, and there's still 2 more to go for Churchill. They needed to start this process a lot sooner. There's 11 seconds. Shot clock turned off. Roseburg's going to use a timeout. There's only 11 seconds left on the clock, and Churchill still needs to commit 2 more fouls to send Roseburg to the free throw line to try and get the ball back in their possession, other than a steal possibility in this one. Into game management here. Churchill trying to draw up the situation that'll get them the ball back with a chance to try and win this one, trailing by 1, but Roseburg clock in their favor, scoreboard in their favor as well. Tonight's game's been brought to you by More Well Drilling, specializing in residential well drilling and available for commercial projects too. Call More Well Drilling at 541-580-5660 for a free estimate. And tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, and by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. So there's going to be, I believe it's 11 seconds. Maybe it's down to 14. I think it's 11 seconds still on the clock. They've got the timeout currently counting down after the full timeout by Roseburg. Indians lead by 1. Churchill only 3 fouls committed. They've got to get 2 more on the board to get Roseburg into the bonus and send them to the free throw line. 11 seconds exactly on the clock. Churchill needs a steal. If not that, then probably a quick foul. Mendoza, pressure in his face, gets it to McCurdy, and he gets fouled from behind. That's Tyler Michael. The clock didn't even start. They didn't wear any time off the clock. It still says 11.0 on the clock. So Churchill fouled, but no time comes off. We'll see if the officials change this here. Some time should have worn off. Half a second, maybe? They're going to put, I think, 10 seconds on the clock. The official over here talking. So they will put it down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Churchill needs 1 more foul to send Roseburg to the free throw line. The Indians need to make sure they don't turn it over. Mendoza inbounding. Asher Friedenberg races into the backcourt. It's Vince Ash. He gets shoved into the first row of the bleachers on the far side, but he will draw the whistle, and that puts Roseburg at the bonus. 5 fouls against Churchill here in the fourth quarter. The foul goes against Max Montgomery, who picks up his 3rd. So Vince Ash will go to the free throw line. Vince has 2 points in the contest. He's been big on the boards. 9.2 seconds to play. He's got a chance to help Roseburg pad the lead, and he misses the front end. Second free throw coming here for Vincent. Rebounding could be big for Roseburg as well. Ash will get 1 out of 2. Roseburg's going to substitute. Caden Luther will check into the game. Luther comes in for Ash. And is there a timeout taken? Timeout taken by Churchill. Let's go ahead and use our final 30-second timeout here in the ball game, as Churchill will take a timeout to draw up their final play, possibly with 9.2 on the clock. They trail 70-68. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Roseburg led by as much as 16 points in the first half, but Churchill has rallied back. They outscored Roseburg by 3 in the third quarter, and here in the fourth quarter, Roseburg's only got 8 points. Churchill with 17. Lancers will have the basketball. It took them a little while to kind of get Roseburg to the free throw line, but they finally did, and now they've got 9.2 seconds on the shot clock, or on the game clock, to try and tie it or win it. Julian Johnson will inbound to Michael on the far side. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Michael, crossover right side. Litton for the win. That ball off the left iron, no. And a foul with 0.3 seconds on the clock. It's Andy McCurdy that tracks it down in the near corner. A big defensive rebound. The shot just grazes off the left iron for Jace Litton. That ball had me hold my breath for a moment as that one was released. Litton has been good. He's had 5 3-pointers in the game, tried to win it there, and he was just off the mark. Heading to the free throw line will be Andy McCurdy to try and stretch this 2-point lead, but there's 0.3 seconds on the clock. He misses the first. Hopefully nothing crazy happens here. 0.3 seconds on the clock. Second free throw, McCurdy didn't hit the rim. And I don't know if that was him thinking that through. Coach Humphreys doesn't look like he called that. And so this allows Churchill to draw up, or at least try to get some sort of play moving to their own basket. Lob down the floor, picked off by Friedenberg, and this one is final. Roseburg will hold on. Wasn't necessarily pretty, but 70-68, Roseburg gets the win. And they will improve to 12-6 on the season. Churchill will fall to 5-13. Final score is 70-68. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with the postgame show here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Final score here from the Lancer Dome at Churchill High School. The Roseburg Indians will pick up the win 70-68 on top of Churchill. Well, it ended up being a tight one. I told you, no, don't go anywhere. And I'm glad you stuck around for the end of this one. It was a good one. And we now have more for you coming up here in the postgame show. We'll recap it. We'll have final statistics. We'll have your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game, as well as your In the Paint Rebound Leader, brought to you by Colorcraft. Well, Roseburg, they struggled to pull ahead in the first quarter. In fact, trailed most of the first quarter. But a free throw by Asher Friedenberg near the end of the first quarter tied it up at 24 all. And then in the second quarter, Roseburg outscored Churchill 24-10 to pull ahead 48-34 at halftime. Roseburg led by as many as 16 in that second period. But then in the third quarter, Churchill started their comeback attempt. They actually got it down to a two-possession game, but Roseburg would respond. They'd pull back out, and it was a 11-point game going to the fourth quarter. But Churchill started the fourth quarter on an 8-0 run to make it interesting. And they had it down to a 2-point game in the closing seconds. Roseburg had a chance to try and really clinch it at the free throw line. Andy McCurdy missed the first, tried to intentionally miss the second to get the clock running. He missed out. He didn't hit the rim, and that's the requirement he needs. Got to hit the rim, otherwise it's no time coming off the clock. So he tried to fire it at the backboard, hit the backboard, but missed the rim. And so that left 0.3 seconds on the clock for Churchill to try and fire up something to get the win. But their half-court pass, it was stolen away by Asher Vredenberg, and that sealed the victory for Roseburg. Churchill will fall to 5-13 on the year. Roseburg will go to 12-6 on the season, and they'll get back to conference play coming up next week. Taking a look at individual numbers, Roseburg, let's see here. I appear to be missing a 3, and I want to say it might go to Owen Bentia, but I'm not 100% sure here. But these are the numbers I have. Micah Mendoza leads Roseburg. He finished with 19 points. Maybe it was Micah. Somebody hit a 3 in there, and I can't remember who it was now off the top of my head. They're all blending together. Julian Lopez finishes the night with 11. Asher Vredenberg with 15. Vincent Ash finishes with 3. Owen Bentia, 9 before he fouled out of the game. 6 points for Andy McCurdy, and 4 points for Caden Luther. On the other side for Churchill with a game-high 22 points is Jace Litton. He had a decent look, put up a decent shot at the game-winning 3, but it was just off the mark. But he finishes with 22. Got, let's see here, 10 points in the game for Max Montgomery. Tyler Michael with 5 points. 12 points for TJ Wright. Had a big third quarter with 8. Brady Bousquet had 2. Cannon Mann finishes with 9, and Charlie Dexter had 8. That is a look at your scoring here tonight in this one. So we'll see if Roseburg, I mean, it's not necessarily, you had a big lead at halftime. You don't want to be fighting to pull out a 2-point victory at the end, but at least you were able to get that win when it all comes down to it. Tonight's Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for the Roseburg Indians. Definitely a lot of guys doing a lot of different parts in this one here tonight. I really did like what Micah did. I know it's easy to pick Micah Mendoza, usually the leading scorer for Roseburg. He just got it in the last one, but I did think he was playing kind of a good all-around ball, helping feed his teammates. Then kind of took control in some spots when he needed to try and get some scoring up there for Roseburg. So I think he was a good candidate for it here tonight. But let's see here. I'm going to give it to Vincent Ash. He made a free throw in a critical moment and did a really good job rebounding. I only had him down for 4, but I feel like he did more. And he's always working against bigger teeth, and he does a great job of boxing out and either giving himself or his teammates a good chance to try and get the loose ball. And he did draw a couple of fouls on some of those plays as well. So Vincent Ash tonight, I thought gritty effort all around. He'll be your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game here tonight. I've got Micah Mendoza down for 8 rebounds here this evening. 8 for Asher Vredenberg as well. Since we gave it to Micah last time, I'm going to give it to Asher this time, as I have them both down for 8. That's probably not 100% accurate, but that's pretty close. Asher with 8 will be your in-the-paint rebound leader tonight. Brought to you by Colorcraft. He'll get a $10 gift certificate to use at Java Run. Don't forget, the live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll have our next one coming up when we travel to South Medford, coming up Tuesday next week for the second half of Southwest Conference play. Final score again tonight, 70-68. The Roseburg Indians pull out the victory against the Churchill Lancers. We'll see if that maybe sparks a big run in the second half of the league season for the Indians. As we wrap it up here tonight, I want to say thanks to the Churchill Lancers for hosting us here tonight. Set us up with a good spot. Nice venue to call a game. I always appreciate the hospitality on the road. I want to say thanks to Adam Blue, the athletic director for the Roseburg Indians, head coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Gannon for help with the video production here tonight on site, one of the members members of the Roseburg basketball team helping out, running the camera for me this evening. Want to say thanks to Connor McLean back in the studio for the radio production here this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll catch up with you all on Tuesday next week when Roseburg heads to South Medford High School to take on the Panthers and another Southwest Conference meeting. The game tips off at 6:45. That means pregame coverage starts at 6:30. Catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel at 1490 The Score, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Or, of course, you can always catch Roseburg High Sports right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.